welcome back to the channel. Jalen here, and today I will be mostly inside for this tool by tool comparison between a bike tool kit I bought on Amazon and instead looking at buying each tool individually from Park Tool. By the end of this video, you'll be able to decide if this Amazon toolkit is the best value for your bike mechanic needs, and I will of course compare the price and I will try to gauge the quality of each tool, while acknowledging that Park Tool is widely considered to be the highest quality tools in the industry. So let's get into it. This toolkit is the Bikehand 34-piece advanced mechanic toolkit, and I bought this on Amazon for $190 Canadian. So Bikehand is a company based in Taiwan, and they were established in 1988, and they sell various bike tools, stands, and kits. I can only find their products on Amazon and Walmart.ca, so that's why I'm referring to them as an Amazon brand. Park Tool, on the other hand, is a company based in Minnesota in the United States. They were founded in 1963, and they're widely considered to make the best quality tools available on the market, with over 80% of their manufacturing done domestically. That being said, some folks might think you are a tool for owning too many Park Tool tools because their tools are so expensive. Okay, let's open this Bikehand toolbox up. It's a pretty sturdy plastic box, but the latches do feel a little bit cheap. Kind of like I would have to intentionally be gentle with them so I know they wouldn't break. I would overall consider this box to be on the cheap side, but it's still nice to have a box to keep all your tools in one place if you aren't lucky enough to have a dedicated workshop space. So the box is broken into 3 levels. The top level has a lot of extra space, which I think is cool because it gives you room to grow and to add more tools in the future. And this box can grow with you as your tool collection grows. The middle section has dedicated foam imprints for each tool. This is nice because it should help keep everything organized and prevent it all from rattling around. And then it is the same deal in the bottom section of the box. As you can see, everything is still wrapped in plastic, but I'll take that off for the tool comparisons. Okay, we're gonna start with the top level of the toolkit here. And the first thing we're gonna look at is the patch kit. It looks pretty basic and decent. I mean, there's really not too much you would expect here. You got some patches and some vulcanizing glue. I actually do have the Park Tool patch kit, so we can look at it side by side there. The Park Tool one I think is more or less the exact same, but it is a little bit smaller, which is actually really nice because it'll fit a bit better in your tool bag. But otherwise, like, this is pretty basic stuff here, and it comes in at $3. It's not bad. So next we have a spoke wrench set here. We got 3.2, 3.3, and 3.5 millimeters. The plastic feels a bit flimsy, and this Park Tool one has rubberized grips, which seems really nice. They're also 15 bucks a pop, so times 3, that's 45 bucks. Okay, so next we have this crank wrench cap tool. It's made out of plastic. It looks pretty decent. Probably fine if you're not going to use it that often. But compared to the Park Tool one, that one comes in at $28. It is made of metal, which seems nice, but again, how often are you going to use this tool? Okay, so here we have a chain wear indicator tool, something that I personally need to use a lot more. It's made out of metal, and I think this is actually a good option to go cheap on compared to the Park Tool one. And you can leave in the comments if you think I need to replace my chain. But yeah, the Park Tool one comes in at 25 bucks. Pretty expensive. We have this chain ring nut wrench, which you can use to install and uninstall your chain ring. This one has a nice rubberized grip, which is cool. And actually compared to the Park Tool one, it seems a lot nicer. Park Tool one is also 10 bucks. Next we have a T20, T25, and T30 Torx Wrench Set. These seem pretty decent. They can be used for your adjusting your disc brakes or what have you. Compared to the Park Tool ones, I can't see there being a big variance. Park Tool is $44 for 8 of them, which comes out to about $5.50 per tool. So this is a chain hook tool. It's used to keep your chain in place if you're taking your chain on and off. It's kind of a random tool. I can't even find a Park Tool version of it, so I'm not going to add this to the total cost, but I guess it's kind of a nice thing to have. So next we have your standard 8, 9, 10, 11 millimeter spanner wrench set. These seem pretty solid. It's just metal, whereas the Park Tool ones do have a rubberized grip. The Park Tool set comes in at $130 for 12 of these. So if you just take the 4 in this set, then it's about $11 a pop. So here we have your standard Phillips and Flathead screwdriver set. These are the first tools where I really think they're very poor. They're very flimsy and I don't think they would last very long. The Park Tool set comes in at $32 for 4. So that's about $16 for 2. Okay, so with these tools, we just hit $188, which means that the very next tool will push Park Tool over the total cost of the Bikehand kit. Every tool from here is icing on the cake if you go with the Bikehand/Amazon kit over the Park Tool set. Okay, so next we have this disc brake block, or at least I think it's a disc brake block for when you're bleeding your brakes. It could just be a piece of plastic. I'm actually not sure. Park Tool doesn't make one of these, so I don't have the price for it, so I'm not gonna add it to their total. So moving along, we're gonna go into the second tier of the kit. And the first thing we're gonna look at is this gear cleaner / brush thing. It's got the teeth there for cleaning your gears, and then it's got a brush that you can use for various applications. It seems pretty decent, and I can't see there being a big variance between the Park Tool one. The Park Tool one comes in at 11 bucks, so that's not too bad. And next we have a Hex Wrench Set. Comes with 9 of the standard sizes. This actually feels like really good quality, and I think it's quite important to have because it's a cornerstone of any kind of toolkit. It's usually the first thing you would buy if you owned a bike and needed a tool. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the quality. They seem decent, and I don't think they're going to strip the bolts there, which is very important. The Park Tool one comes in at 40 bucks. Okay, so here we have a chain remover and installer tool. This one feels actually really burly and nice. It feels quite strong. I think it's going to be a big upgrade from the one I currently use on my multi-tool. So I'm excited about that. This one comes in from Park Tool at $54, which is quite expensive. And here we have the all-present tire levers. So the Bikehand set here is plastic on one side and steel on the other, which is kind of cool because you get a little bit of the best of both worlds. These things are massive, so they're definitely more for home, but you can see here compared to the Park Tool one that I already have, they seem pretty nice. The plastic one comes in at $5, and the steel core Park Tool one comes in at $32. Okay, so next we have this crank arm puller tool. The build quality seems pretty good actually. From Park Tool, it'll run you $25. So yeah, not too bad. Here we have a cable and housing cutter tool. You can see here that it's spring loaded and has this latch. It feels quite good, but for some reason, I feel like the blade might not be that sharp. I haven't tested it through cutting actual wire. And the Park Tool one comes in at $70, which seems really expensive. Here we have a 2-in-1 tool with a piston press for moving around your disc brake pads, and then a rotor truing tool for helping fix up your disc brake routers. And it's all in one tool, obviously. With a nice rubber grip. It seems pretty good, and I actually see this being quite useful. The truing fork comes in at $32, and the press comes in at $34 from Park Tool. Here we have a set of 6 cone spanners. This is another classic bike toolkit tool. These seem quite good as well. They have a nice rubber grip. No real concerns here. From Park Tool, they come in at $8.50 per tool. You can buy this set of 14 for $120. Here we have some chain master link pliers. Again, these are spring loaded with a nice rubber grip. They feel pretty good. Again, pretty simple here. From Park Tool, these will run you $32, which is kind of expensive. Here we have a cassette lock ring tool, which of course you need to use if you want to remove your cassette. This one seems to have nice build quality, and the Park Tool one comes in at $16. Here we have a freewheel remover wrench tool. Seems pretty straightforward and kind of simple, but for some reason the one from Park Tool comes in at $86, which seems very, very expensive. So this is another 2-in-1 tool with a chain whip, which is always critical to be used, and a pedal wrench, which is another super useful tool. They both look to be quite decent quality. The chain whip from Park Tool that I found comes in at $50, which seems really expensive, especially since you will also need a lock ring tool. And then the pedal wrench comes in at $58, which seems quite expensive as well. And the last tool we have here is this bottom bracket tool. This is a 4-in-1, which is really cool. It has 4 different specifications, and it has a nice rubber grip. The Park Tool one comes in at $44. I didn't charge this 4 times to Park Tool for the total because it's likely you're only gonna have one bottom bracket tool. But regardless, the 4-in-1 seems like a really economical approach. So that was the last tool. As we know, the Bikehand set was $190, and the cost of buying each tool individually from Park Tool, we now know, is $829. This means you will save $639 by going with the Bikehand kit. And you get a toolbox with it, which is probably at least $20 at the cheapest. That is a massive difference. That being said, of course, Park Tool sells their own kits, which typically lowers the per tool cost. So let's take a quick look at the Park Tool kits and compare the price there. So first we have the Park Tool SK4 Home Mechanic Starter Tool Kit, and it comes in at $229. It looks pretty good. It comes with a little tool book, which is kind of nice, but you could also just use the internet. Park Tool has really good tool application or tool usage videos. But this one does come with a kit, which is nice. But you can see there's a long list here of tools that are not in this kit that do come in the $190 Bikehand kit. And then moving on, we have the Park Tool AK5 Advanced Mechanic Tool Kit, which comes in at $435. So this one is definitely a step up. But you can see here it's still missing a pretty long list of tools as well compared to the Bikehand toolkit. If you ask me, the $435 AK5 Park Toolkit is clearly worth it if you're looking and really set on getting Park Tool tools. But you can still get way more tools for $250 less with the Amazon Bikehand Toolkit. Okay, so here's the final verdict. I think that the Bikehand kit makes the most sense for an aspiring home mechanic like myself. Because with initial cost savings, you can always look at upgrading tools down the road and expanding the collection. Again, you will save $639 by going with the Amazon kit, which is pretty insane. If you are a professional mechanic or have some very high-end components, Park Tool is for sure the best option. If you already have a very fancy bike, then you can likely afford the higher end tools anyways. But yeah, thanks for watching. And let me know in the comments if you would go with the Amazon kit or with the Park Tool kit. Hey, if you made it this far, why not slap that subscribe button? And I would really appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll catch you outside.